everyone, my name is Christina and I'm from Johnston, Rhode Island. I was born with a very rare physical disability known as Arthrogryposis Multiplex Congenita. It's a very rare disability. It happens 1 in 3,000 births. And I was just one of the lucky ones that happened to get it. A lot of times people ask me, well, what can you do with your disability and what can't you do? Well, the answer is very, really simple. I can do everything, just in a different way. So, for example, I do need assistance with brushing my hair, but I can use my mouth and tell whoever's helping me how I want my hair. I can actually feed myself, and it's kind of funny. I just put the spoon between my hands, and I kind of just push it back into my mouth, and I hope that it gets in there. I also can walk without any devices or assistance. However, I can't climb stairs, so when I go to a building and I don't see that it's accessible, sometimes that can be very frustrating. But as long as there's a ramp and a push button, I can open the door myself and get in with no problems. Life is really great, even having a disability. A lot of times people think that it's a bad thing. Really, it's not. But everybody is different. I embrace my disability. I feel that my disability is a part of me. It does not define me. And I have a great system of friends and family that always support me. And, everybody's different. Everybody's unique. Not one person that has even the same disability does things in the same way. So, once again, my life is great. I can't complain. And I hope everybody gets the chance to check my Facebook page out called Straight Talk with Christina. Thanks for listening.
Hi everyone, my name is Victoria Souza. I am 29 years old from Middleborough, Massachusetts. I am an administrative manager over at a ballroom dance studio in Plymouth, Massachusetts. I am also the state coordinator for the Miss Wheelchair Massachusetts Foundation, which is how I know Tina. So I was born with spina bifida, which causes me to use the assistance of a wheelchair to get around. But aside from using a wheelchair, I'm pretty much like everybody else that I know my age. Like I mentioned, I have a job that I absolutely love. And I also graduated college in 2017 with my bachelor's degree in marketing. I learned to drive a car as a teenager. I like reading and listening to music and spending time with my friends. But when I'm out in public, there are a few things that are really important and necessary to help me navigate the world around me. And thankfully, these things are mandated and required under the ADA. One of those things is accessible parking. Like I said, I drive a vehicle. It's modified with hand controls, and to get my chair in and out, I need that accessible parking that has space on the side so that I can get my chair out of my car myself safely and have that space. Elevators is another huge thing that so many people, I think, take for granted. I've had to call places over the years and ask and make sure that they are accessible, and if they're multi-level buildings, that they have an elevator and that elevator is functioning and working properly. And then another big thing, especially now when it's nice out, being in New England in the spring and the summer, even though we're social distancing, another thing that's really important is those curb cutouts to navigate the streets safely. So I hope you all enjoy hearing about our ADA stories, and I hope you've learned a lot. Have a great day. Bye.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Lina Pedersen, and I have a spinal cord injury, or what's known as an SCI. My story is different than a lot of the other stories that you've been hearing. I wasn't born with my disability. My disability came out of the blue and was a complete freak accident. I'm a 4-time cancer survivor, breast cancer twice, bladder cancer twice. And when I walked into the hospital for a very minor surgery, on the table, I took a stroke to my spinal cord and woke up with no use or feeling in my legs. My life changed instantly, and I had to learn to navigate the world from my wheelchair. I mean, basically, we had two choices. Either I could have rolled in a ball and cried about it and let it ruin the rest of my life, or face it head on And even though I hold hope that someday I will walk again and they will find some miracle cure to make me walk again, I always hold the hope that it didn't ruin my life. I just now wheel around instead of walk around. It has not changed me in any way, shape, or form, other than the fact that instead of standing, I'm sitting. I do have my challenges on a day-to-day basis, but my biggest challenges is the way that I'm looked upon by other people, the way that I'm looked down upon on other people because they just assume or they think that I can't do, or I can't do that, or I can't participate in this. You'd be very surprised of how much I can do and, what I can participate in. And, my thing is, watch me. Because if you think I can't do it, it may look different from what you think I can do, but watch me, because I will find a way to maneuver it around. I mean, right now I'm helping build my own wheelchair accessible Habitat for Humanity house, and I am just as involved in the day-to-day puttying the walls, tearing things out. Using a sledgehammer is now one of my new favorite things to do. But utilizing my wheelchair to take cabinets and stuff out of the house, we're finding ways that I can participate and I can be part of it, and I am working just as hard as everybody else. So never doubt, never assume, never think that we're counted out. Having a disability isn't a sad thing or isn't something to look down upon. It's something to celebrate, and it's something we have to work twice as hard just to be taken seriously. So if we are actually known to be very inspiring, which I kind of don't like that word because we're just us, but when people think that we are inspiring or that we're doing it, we are doing 10 times more than the average person is doing just to get by every day, because we have something to prove. We're probably going to be the hardest workers you will ever have because we have something to prove. So don't discount us, include us, and don't be afraid to ask a question in a polite manner, because just because we have a disability doesn't mean we are an open book. And some people don't like the questions. You wouldn't go up to your able-bodied friends and ask them personal questions, like some seem to feel it's okay to, what happened or with this. I mean, if you ask in a polite way, more than likely we will answer you and we will help you understand, or respect the fact if we just said, we're not doing it today, we're sorry, but thank you for caring. Understand that is all right too. But like I said, having a disability isn't a negative thing. I've actually done far more than I ever did if I was walking, because I learned a new lease on life. I learned how precious life was, and I don't take anything for granted anymore. I have gone surfing, I've gone rock climbing, I have gone hiking. I have done so many things from being in the wheelchair just to prove that I can do everything else anybody else does. So never count us out, and always ask, and don't just sit there. Make a difference. Have a great day.
Hi, my name is Lina Baker Jordan, and I have remitting and relapsing multiple sclerosis. I'm living with it, and I'm very happy and fulfilled. My multiple sclerosis was actually diagnosed 9 years ago due to seizure-like spasms that were happening to me very frequently throughout the day. Of course, I did steroid treatments and was hospitalized, and that's when they found out that I did have multiple sclerosis. Through 3 different types of autoimmune disease suppressants that I'm taking, I have been able to get it under control currently. It's been about 9 months that I've been in a remission, and it's been very exciting for me, but it's not always that way. Every person with multiple sclerosis has different difficulties. Sometimes the difficulty is in talking. It's the cognitive skills, and it shows its problems in reading and retaining what you're reading. At times you have to go in and read those things several times in order to understand what you read, although on another day you would know exactly what you read and understand it and be able to process that information. I also have some mobility issues and keep a cane in my car in case I get an episode that comes on. I have used a walker, and usually at work I have to use a cart to push around just so that I can keep my strength up throughout the day and to do those smart ways to balance out your exertion of energy. Multiple sclerosis is a disease where the myelin, which is the connector, those wires that connect your nervous system to your brain, is attacked by your immune system. So thus it being an autoimmune disease. I take immune system suppressants that cause tons of side effects. So then I take several pills that help combat those side effects. One of those being depression, others being exhaustion and flu-like symptoms, and also muscle relaxers to keep the spasms and spasticity away. I take those medications. I also work hard to eat healthy and exercise in order to keep my mobility up. I am a store manager at a big box store, furniture store, and I direct 25 employees. They all are made aware of my condition, but it wasn't always that way. When I first got diagnosed, I tried to hide it or not say it because they like to call autoimmune disease the invisible diseases, the invisible disabilities, I should say. Because you don't look at a person and say, oh, they're disabled. You just look at me and you see Laina, unless I have my cane or my walker. And then all of a sudden people say, what happened? Did you hurt yourself? Did you fall? And there goes the explanation of, no, I have a disability. Or if I don't have my cane and I park in a handicap, or I decide to get the cart so that my shopping is easier and I don't become exhausted, then I get the stares from people, older people, or people looking at me to try to see what's wrong with me or why I have a cart. Some disabilities are battles within. They call them invisible diseases. At times I even feel like I have to remind myself to slow down because my body wants to go a lot faster than my brain, or is it my brain that wants to go faster than my body? Either way, it's a balancing act that I play every single day of my life and have to wake up with intention and with accountability. If I don't respect the fact that I have MS, MS reminds me. It reminds me strongly. So, places need to make it a comfortable discussion about employees' disabilities so that they can accommodate what they need. I got blessed with a team that bought a cart for me to help me walk throughout the store without overexerting myself. They understood that I did need to sit down sometimes, and even as a leader or a manager upon the team, my regional manager supported me in that thought. It needs to be mandated that every company does that so that people with disabilities can operate and function just like anyone else. They should be able to do that. ADA laws need to be enforced and not just complied to when they think someone's coming to check. It's something I pride myself in doing at every location that I work in so that it's accessible to all customers. Even taking it upon myself to get new tools to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to be free to live how they want to live and not feel restricted. Today's a great day. I've been for a long walk. I even got to ride my bike a little. And right now, I'm in a remission. But multiple sclerosis is not curable. It's a lifetime that I have to be aware of how I operate and live. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have the ability to live the way that I do, and that I can show people that although I may not look a certain way, that I do have that superpower, that disability where I do need a little bit more assistance or accommodation. So I feel like the world needs to see disabilities as a superpower and figure out how they can allow those superpowers to shine amongst us.